This is the Spec Designs Podcast, your quick guide to web design, local SEO, and branding that works. Today, we will be sharing about a blog written by the SD team named 6 Ways to Turn Followers into Paying Customers. Oh, you've attracted visitors to your site, maybe you've built up a decent following on social media, but here's the really crucial question. How do you actually transform those curious eyes into paying customers?
Yeah, it's a common hurdle, isn't it?
Totally.
Yeah.
You see high engagement sometimes, maybe lots of likes, lots of comments, but the sales figures just aren't quite matching up.
Exactly.
The SD team's recent blog offers this wonderfully structured, really actionable roadmap to bridge that exact gap. It details how to optimize, well, every single step of your customer's journey. So our mission today is to unpack these practical strategies from the blog so you can not only grow your audience, but importantly convert them into loyal, hopefully repeat customers.
Sounds good. Let's get into it.
All right, let's peel back that first layer then. The SD team's analysis, it really starts with the foundational truth.
Yeah.
You just can't offer a solution if you don't truly understand the problem they're facing.
Yeah, spot on.
It's about really digging into your audience's pain points. And we're not just talking basic demographics here, are we? It's about getting into their mindset.
Absolutely. You know, it's easy to think you know your audience based on like age or location.
Yeah.
But what the SD team really drills into, and honestly where I've seen the biggest shifts for businesses, is moving beyond the obvious stuff.
Right.
It's just not enough to know someone's a, say, small business owner. It's about pinpointing that specific nagging frustration, you know, the thing that keeps them up at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
What are their unique desires, their maybe unarticulated questions? The blog lays out some really killer ways to unearth these insights, and often they're simpler than you might think.
Oh, like what?
Well, for instance, direct interaction. We all know about comments, DMs, polls, but what often gets missed is the quality of that interaction. Are you just asking simple yes-no questions? Or are you actually digging into the why behind their answers? Getting that unfiltered feedback reveals a struggle, not just, you know, a surface preference.
Good point. Like those quick social media polls maybe ask, what's your biggest challenge with X? Instead of just, which color do you prefer?
Exactly. That's the kind of depth. Then there's the power of social listening tools.
Okay.
These aren't just for tracking mentions of your brand. They're fantastic for monitoring wider industry conversations, seeing what your competitors are maybe not addressing properly.
Finding the gaps.
Precisely. And identifying the exact language your audience uses. If they're constantly complaining about, say, clunky software, you know that's the term to use in your content, rather than guessing with something like inefficient tools. It just makes your communication so much more resonant later on.
That makes sense, using their own words back to them.
Totally. And another often overlooked area the blog mentions is content performance analysis. Look at your existing stuff.
Which posts actually take off.
Yeah.
What topics ignite, furious discussion in the comments.
The engagement data on those high-performing pieces tells you what truly hits home. And finally, don't ignore competitor analysis. See what's genuinely working for others in your niche. What content are they creating that gets real traction?
Okay, but not just copying them, right?
No, definitely not about copying. It's about spotting maybe market gaps they haven't filled, or finding ways to refine your own unique angle on a popular topic. This whole process, understanding these points, it allows you to craft content that doesn't just speak to your audience, but you could say it speaks for them.
I like that framing.
Yeah, and it positions your product or service as the ideal, maybe even indispensable solution to their specific problem. That's crucial for capturing attention and building that initial trust.
Okay, that's such a critical starting point. So once we've really shown a light on what keeps our audience up at night, the question then becomes, how do we position ourselves as the answer?
Right.
And this is where the SD team's insights pivot, I think, quite beautifully. They stress it's not just any solution, but one that's, well, deeply rooted in what your brand truly stands for.
Exactly. Values.
So beyond just solving a problem, what exactly are brand values in this context, and why are they so pivotal here?
Brand values are, well, essentially your company's core identity. They're the fundamental beliefs, the principles that guide pretty much every decision you make.
Like a compass.
Exactly like a compass. From product development right through to customer service, they define who you are, what you stand for, how you show up in the world. And increasingly, they're what consumers are connecting with on a much deeper level than just features or price.
Okay, so why is integrating them so vital for turning followers into customers?
It's vital because it moves you beyond just being another option, another commodity. When your content, your solutions authentically reflect your values, it just feels more genuine, more trustworthy. Consumers today are incredibly savvy, you know? They can spot a forced marketing message a mile off. They actually crave transparency and they want to align themselves with brands that share their beliefs, whether those are ethical, social, or even just practical values.
Can you give an example maybe based on the blog's ideas?
Sure. So, if sustainability is a core value for your brand, your content should naturally highlight the eco-friendly aspects of your products or services, not just as a bullet point feature, but woven into the story as a reflection of your actual commitment.
Right.
Or let's say customer empowerment is your guiding star. Then your content should really emphasize educational resources, tools, tips that genuinely help your audience achieve their goals independently. It makes them feel capable and connected to your mission.
Right, not just selling them something.
Precisely. I remember a client actually who initially struggled to convey their brand's sort of community-first value. It felt a bit abstract. But once they started actively showcasing testimonials and real stories of how their product enabled community connections, not just sold a service, well, their conversions really took off.
Wow.
Yeah, it's about more than just the transaction. It's about sharing your mission. So by consistently weaving your brand values into the solutions you offer, you naturally attract followers who resonate with those values. This creates a far more engaged, more loyal audience. And they are much more likely to convert because they feel that deeper, more meaningful connection.
I love that it's finding your tribe, essentially, and giving them a real reason to believe in you, not just buy from you.
You got it.
But, okay, creating great value-aligned content is only half the battle, right? You also have to share it effectively and interact with your audience where they actually are.
Absolutely. Can't just create it and hope they find it.
So the SD Team's blog really breaks down where businesses should focus their engagement efforts. What are some of the key platforms and strategies they highlight?
That's right. Active engagement is just non-negotiable in today's, incredibly crowded digital landscape. It's about being strategically present where your audience already spends their time.
Makes sense.
And crucially, interacting in a meaningful way. The blog wisely points out that a sort of blanket, one-size-fits-all approach rarely works. You need platform-specific strategies.
Okay, like what?
Well, for social media platforms, think Instagram, Twitter, Facebook engagement is definitely a two-way street. It's not just broadcasting your message out there.
Right.
It's about being responsive, participating in conversations that are already happening, using interactive content like polls, quizzes, maybe even live streams to get people involved. Imagine asking a question in your Instagram story and then actually taking the time to respond thoughtfully to every relevant answer you get.
Yeah.
That's building community.
Yeah, that personal touch.
Exactly. Then you have video platforms like YouTube and TikTok. These demand a slightly different skill set, obviously. They focus more on creating high-quality, often snackable, but still valuable content, stuff that educates, entertains, or inspires.
So maybe short tutorials or behind-the-scenes glimpses.
Perfect examples. Things that offer genuine insight, not just, constant promotional fluff.
Got it.
And let's definitely not forget email marketing. It remains an incredibly powerful, direct channel.
Still very relevant.
Oh, absolutely. Building an email list allows you to cut through the noise of social feeds. You can share exclusive content, personalized tips, direct calls to action. The SD team emphasizes just how effective this direct line can be for nurturing relationships and ultimately driving conversions.
As long as it's valuable, presumably.
Key point. As long as it's consistently delivering value, not just hammering sales pitches, the core principles the blog stresses across all channels are really consistency and authenticity. Respond promptly. Be genuine. Always provide value beyond just pushing your product. It really is about fostering a true community feel.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, speaking of building excitement and community, let's shift gears slightly to something that, well, always catches people's attention. Contests and special promotions.
Oh, yes, the shiny objects.
Exactly. They're everywhere, and they definitely grab attention. But the SD Team's blog suggests there's a real art to running these effectively. It's got to be more than just giving something away for free, right?
Oh, absolutely. There's definitely an art to it.
So what are the common pitfalls, and how do we make sure these contests actually turn into customers, not just, a fleeting blip of interest?
That's a great question. Contests and promotions are powerful tools. They can generate buzz, increase engagement, attract new followers, and yes, directly drive sales when done right.
When done right, okay.
But as you said, there's an art to it. And the SD team really stresses the importance of having a clear strategy, not just focusing on the flash. Probably the biggest pitfall is running a contest without having really clear goals defined beforehand. Before you even think about giving anything away, you absolutely must ask yourself, what do I truly want to achieve here?
Okay.
Is the main goal brand awareness, just getting your name out there more?
Right.
Is it primarily about email list growth, building that direct communication channel we just talked about? Or is the number one goal to drive direct sales for a specific product or service? Your objectives have to dictate the type of contest or promotion you run.
That seems logical. So the goal determines the tactic.
Precisely. The blog provides some excellent goal-aligned examples. So if your aim is brand awareness, maybe a social media contest encouraging participants to share your content or tag friends could be incredibly effective. Get that viral loop going. For email list growth, you need to offer a genuinely valuable prize in exchange for those newsletter signups, something people in your target audience really want.
Okay, relevant.
Super relevant. And if you're looking to drive sales, well then direct discounts or special offers on your actual products or services, perhaps time limited to create urgency, are usually the most straightforward approach.
Right. Makes sense.
I actually recall a client years ago who thought offering this massive, totally unrelated gadget for a contest was a genius move. They got thousands of entries, sure, but zero relevant leads. Just prize hunters. The SD team's point about prize relevance is absolutely crucial. If you sell, I don't know, artisanal coffee, give away a year's supply of beans or a high-end grinder, not a drone.
Right. Keep it aligned.
Exactly. Your incentive must be relevant to your audience and aligned with your brand. Oh, and always have crystal clear rules, no ambiguity, and promote it heavily across all your relevant digital channels to maximize reach and ensure fair play.
Great advice. Okay, so we've built some trust, hopefully aligned with their values. Maybe we've piqued their interest, possibly even injected some excitement with a well-run promotion.
Right, they're engaged.
But this is often where businesses fumble, isn't it? That crucial moment of actually asking for the sale or the sign-up or whatever the action is. We all know what a call to action, a CTA, is.
Yeah.
But what's your take? Or what does the SD team's blog reveal about what truly separates a meek suggestion from an irresistible command?
Absolutely. And you use the right word there, fumble.
Sure.
When it comes to CTAs, we've all seen those buttons online that are basically whispering, click me maybe if you're not too busy.
Yeah.
The SD team's blog just reminds us that's a one-way ticket to, well, crickets.
Okay.
A CTA is a statement, an instruction really, designed to prompt an immediate specific response. It literally tells your audience what you want them to do next.
No ambiguity.
Zero ambiguity. It's absolutely crucial for converting followers because without it, people might admire your content, they might like your brand, but they often won't know how to take that next step towards becoming a customer. You have to guide them.
So what makes one effective?
The characteristics of an effective CTA, as detailed in the blog, are pretty simple but powerful. It must be clear, concise, and compelling.
Clear, concise, compelling, okay?
It should tell your audience exactly what you want them to do, without any room for confusion. No vague language that leaves them wondering, what happens if I click this? Think of it as a friendly but firm instruction.
Can you give some concrete examples?
Sure, the classics work because they're clear. Buy now, sign up for our newsletter, download our free guide, learn more, get your free trial now, or even something like unlock exclusive access. These leave absolutely no doubt about the desired action.
Right. Very direct.
Exactly. And to make them truly effective, the SD team advises using strong, action-oriented verbs like get, download, discover, shop, join. Make them visually prominent so they really stand out from the surrounding text or images.
Don't bury the lead.
Don't bury the lead. Create a sense of urgency where it's appropriate and genuine limited time offer. Or end soon. And crucially, always try to highlight the benefit of taking that action. What's in it for them? Why should they click?
Okay, and where should these go?
Strategic placement is vital too. CTAs should be woven naturally into your content. At the end of blog posts is common, but also maybe nestled strategically within longer videos and definitely within your social media captions. The main idea is just to make it incredibly easy and obvious for your audience to take that desired critical action when they feel ready.
Okay, easy seems to be the key word there, which actually brings us perfectly to the final critical step the blog outlines.
The follow-through.
Exactly, because even with a perfect, compelling CTA, if the path after the click is full of hurdles, You'll lose them anyway,
Right,
right?
absolutely. Drop-off city.
So this last step is all about making it absolutely effortless for your customers to actually take that leap and complete the action. This sounds like the often overlooked secret sauce.
You're absolutely right. This is definitely where many businesses, even really smart ones, can falter, even after doing all that great groundwork. The objective here is simple. Make the purchase process or the sign-up process or whatever conversion action you desire as smooth and seamless as humanly possible.
Remove the friction.
Remove all the friction. Every single point of difficulty, every confusing step is a potential abandoned cart or a lost lead. Think of it like leaks in a pipe.
Good analogy. So what are the practical fixes?
Well, the SD team's blog details several really practical optimizations. First and foremost, website and landing page optimization is just paramount. Your site needs easy, intuitive navigation. People need to find what they're looking for instantly.
Right.
Quick loading times are non-negotiable. We're all incredibly impatient online now.
Guilty.
Uh-huh. Me too. And it absolutely must be mobile friendly. So many people browse and buy on their phones. Information about your products or services needs to be crystal clear, concise, and readily available. If someone has to hunt around for pricing or key features, you're creating a barrier right there.
Okay, makes sense. What else?
Then simplifying the checkout process itself is huge. Minimize the number of steps required to complete a purchase. Less is always more here. Fewer clicks, fewer fields to fill out. Offer multiple payment options because people have strong preferences, credit card, PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Pay, whatever is relevant.
Right.
And crucially, consider offering a guest checkout option. Forcing people to create an account before they buy can be a massive deterrent, especially for first-time buyers. I've genuinely seen businesses lose like 20% of potential conversions just by forcing account creation too early.
Wow, that's significant.
It really is. Finally, the blog touches on building confidence throughout this final stage, especially for online transactions where people can feel a bit vulnerable. Things like clear, easy-to-find return policies, transparent shipping information, and obvious, easy-to-find contact information are crucial.
So they feel secure.
Exactly. Customers need to feel secure that if something goes wrong, or if they simply have a question before they hit buy, they can easily resolve issues or get their answers quickly. It's really the cumulative effect of a truly optimized, simplified journey, removing all these small, often overlooked barriers that directly impacts your conversion rates in a big way.
Wow, okay. That was a truly comprehensive exploration, wasn't it? From really understanding your audience's deepest pain points
Step one.
to integrating your brand's core values, engaging them effectively across various digital channels, getting them excited with strategic promotions, guiding them clearly with compelling CTAs,
Right.
and finally, making it utterly effortless for them to actually take action. We've covered 6 really powerful strategies directly from the SD team's blog. It just seems so clear that turning followers into paying customers isn't some kind of magic trick.
Definitely not magic.
No, it's about a strategic, thoughtful, consistent approach to every single touch point in their journey with you.
Indeed. And I think it's worth reiterating, each of these 6 strategies is powerful on its own, absolutely. But their true strength, the real leverage, lies in how they interweave and reinforce each other.
Yeah, they connect.
They really do. It's not just about applying one trick or tactic in isolation. It's about building a cohesive, customer-centric journey from start to finish. And, this leaves us with an important question, maybe a challenge for you, the listener, to consider.
Okay.
What's one specific area of your customer journey, maybe thinking from their very first interaction with your content right through to that final purchase or sign up, where you could potentially simplify or clarify just a single step based on these principles we've discussed to make it just that little bit easier for them to say yes?
Ooh, that's a fantastic challenge to leave with. Really practical, a great way to start applying these insights immediately. Well, we certainly hope this exploration into the SD team's blog has been valuable for you today. To dive deeper into these insights and discover more about web design, local SEO, and branding that genuinely works, we definitely encourage you to check out the original blog post by the SD team on their website.
It's worth the read.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Spec Designs podcast, and until next time.